This is dive hotel 1896 UTC 55935 mark.
Check, check.
Deck control.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're searching the ground fault right now, so we'll hold at 50 meters once we get there.
Stood holding at 50 when we get there. Stop 50, you guys ready for control?
Roger that, we're ready for control.
Hey, go ahead and bump it. Hey, you've got it, deck's going off comms.
Roger.
Don't all problems go away the deeper you go? Yeah.
What did you say, Steve?
we were talking the front row.
Okay.
Oh yeah, okay, we're SPL here. Launch is complete.
All right. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen around the world. Unfortunately, due to some connectivity issues, I do not have access to seeing much from our chat right now. Yeah.
But keep chatting anyway.
Keep chatting.
We'll find them eventually.
We'll get to you eventually. Hopefully you can see us. It looks like we've got some nice clean feeds from Argus as well as Hercules here as we descend on our 13th and final dive of our Lu'uaea a Hiki'ika Papaku expedition. We are expecting to be on the sea floor here in the next hour or so, and we invite you to join us for the next 16 hours as we explore Ho'oikaika Seamount. Okay, I got a thumbs up. Thanks, Kalameo.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Eh.
Jake, you got that sub-bottom at 200? Yeah. Someone have a speaker on? Or am I just hearing things?
I don't hear anything back here.
Oh,
I don't hear anything.
I thought I heard my own voice out loud.
Nope.
So is this going to be the lucky 13th dive?
I don't want to think about the number of the dive. Hopefully it's a very exciting dive with lots of corals and sponges.
Maybe an octopus?
Well, that would be fun. Yeah, I'm not holding my breath for that, but it would be cool.
I said it out loud, so maybe it will happen now.
Maybe you're summoning.
I've been too scared the last 12 dives, but I'm putting it all out there for the 13th.
You have to.
Yeah, this is your last chance.
So we're going down to a start point of about 1,960 meters. That puts us kind of in that average starting depth of what we've been diving here on the seamounts. Not the shallowest dive, not the deepest dive.
Right. It's Goldilocks dive.
Yeah, should be just right.
Yeah, and there was some discussion, well, consideration of where on the seamount we should try to dive. Should we come on the north side? Should we come on the south side? Should we go on the east side, west side? Based on what we've seen on previous dives to other seamounts. So I actually haven't even looked at the dive plan to see what the final decision was.
Ooh,
looks like we're going with
the
northwest.
side one.
Yes. Yeah, so we've, on some of our other seamounts further north, a northwest to southeast trajectory was very rewarding in terms of high abundance of life. So, yeah, let's see if we chose correctly.
Is that yellow line the monument boundary?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can zoom out a little bit. Yeah. So we are outside the boundary for the entire dive.
The high seas.
Yeah, this is the second seamount that we are exploring on this expedition that's outside of the formal boundaries of the monument.
How far outside the monument are we?
Like,
Well, I can tell you.
like a kilometer?
Yeah.
Is that yellow line the boundary?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you look at
3 nautical miles or half a kilometer.
Wow.
Yeah.
We could walk to it.
So if we find an antique 7-Up bottle or something, we can actually pick it up.
We could, but we wouldn't want to. Clear these things. What?
Yeah, and that's actually an interesting part of this work, right? The monument boundary is somewhat constrained by legal definitions of an exclusive economic zone of a country, without necessary regard for what the seafloor features might be like, and if the things that you want to protect are all protected or not. So the outcomes of these dives will actually be really helpful for managers of the monument to understand if the ecosystems that they're charged with managing are also found elsewhere or if they're unique.
All right, looks like I'm back.
All right. Well, at least someone is getting logged into a chat because I'm still waiting over here for mine.
Yeah, I'm having slow turnaround too on the chat. Could be related to those issues I've been having all day.
Yeah. Yeah, my inbox still says it's trying to download 60 messages.
I spoke too soon.
Oh. Yeah, well.
No.
We'll just have to talk amongst ourselves as if everyone's listening.
That's right.
Because they are, even though we don't know about it.
Yeah, so sorry folks out there if you are popping messages in our chat. We're just having some technical difficulties in accessing those. We may intermittently be able to see your comments and questions. Are there any final dive traditions aboard the Nautilus, Steve?
Not typically. Just want to make sure everything comes back on the final dive. Yeah.
Well,
most
that's
important
an
part.
every dive tradition.
Yeah. Especially the final dive.
Is the weird doll still on the flow meter? Still
I don't think so.
Okay.
It was retired.
Yeah, good.
Good.
Did it creep you out?
It was kind of weird.
That's yeah, that was part of our new Artist at Sea initiative to yeah, no, kidding.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling them like it is.
Wasn't so bad.
No, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but I don't know. Has anybody checked the weather forecast today? Are we still expecting big seas and winds soon?
Yeah, they're coming. I was taking a look at it earlier. See what if we got an update.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, so by we'll be up by noon, but we'll have to monitor tomorrow morning if we need to come up earlier than that.
Oh wow.
Should be okay, but it will be picking up. And then we won't be in this location here on Friday with these insane seas. But
where are we? Where's our approximate location? There-ish?
Right now?
Yeah.
22.3 and negative 171.8.
He's looking at a slightly different screen that's more zoomed in. But yeah, you're seeing the same feature.
Oh yeah, we're looking at
There's that big front coming.
Yeah, I have the waves are displayed here.
Yeah.
Not wind.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, we're there we go.
That's coming for us.
Yeah, that's frighteningly close.
Yep.
Okay.
Friday's gonna be.
Glad I packed everything in the lab today.
Yeah. We have to establish names of the rock boxes for the pending race coming up.
What?
Okay.
The race across the wet lab floor.
Yeah. One of the rocks that was collected on the last dive definitely had some signs of interaction with the rock box being shoved in.
Mm.
It's all
Yeah.
shaved on one side.
Gotcha.
Well, by this time tomorrow, there won't be any more rocks. So as soon as they're all dried, they'll be in storage. So it won't be like...
They'll still be there.
They'll be there. It just won't look like Legends of the Hidden Temple. So,
Yeah, that's true.
It's like out of sight, out of mind for Steve.
Huh?
No more rocks.
Yeah.
Out of sight.
Well,
what's that?
it's going to be a short dream because the next cruise is also picking up a bunch of rocks.
Yes.
Yeah, so for those who have been following along this expedition and you're hoping that there'll be more insane seamount rock collection, you're in luck because the next expedition that's going to be starting up right after this one, the name of which I have forgotten.
Chautauqua Seamounts.
No, the Olelo, Hawaii.
Oh, I don't
name.
know the name,
I
yeah.
think it's like Lua Hiki Kualono.
Yes, thank you. So that one will be a little bit closer to the Hawaiian Islands, visiting a string of seamounts called the Chautauqua Seamounts. And have a different scientific crew. You can check them out on the Nautilus Live website. If you go to the expedition tab, you can see all of the expeditions for the 2021 year. So it's the last one in the list, last one in the queue. But they'll definitely be diving on seamounts and seeing some deep sea animals and picking up rocks and having a fun time in the lab after the dives end. It'll look a little different in the lab, it sounds like.
Yeah, it will be. I think my first task when I get back to port is going to be to trim some of the weight from the boxes, different parts of the ship.
Yeah?
So, no.
Yeah, maybe put them on the left side.
Yeah.
We've had that
A few boxes to, in the other side of the ship and the lab and the hangar to trim out the weight a bit.
Did you weigh the big rock last night?
No, it was the heaviest rock though.
So over 53 pounds?
It was way, just based on pure, just effort it took to lift that thing up. It might have been made out of pure iron.
Straight from the core.
Yeah, meteorite.
Also,
massive meteorite.
The slurp materials, they want to know if there were shells in that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Did we slurp it? No, we scooped it.
We scooped the sediment, but there was also one of the last watches sampled a patch of crusty flakes that they came across.
Okay.
And that slurp sample yielded both a mixture of iron manganese coated shells and calcium carbonate exposed shells. So that.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize there was a second sample. I thought it all came from the scoop. Okay, that makes more sense.
Well, there were flakes also in the sediment we took.
Yeah.
But there's some kind of either bivalve or barnacle shell. That's what we can tell. And we don't know how they got there because we really didn't see anything in that high density.
Well, if they're manganese encrusted, they maybe have been there for a while.
Probably pretty old. Yeah, there was a fair, range of coverage. I mean, some of them were very fragile, so obviously they've been degraded over time. But yeah, there were some of them that looked fairly fresh. Maybe some brown staining, but that's about it. So barnacles or bivalves, not sure.
All right.
Cool. What's our descent rate? 30 meters a minute. All right.
Ooh, we're flying. Or sinking.
Well, I got into the chat.
Aw, why am I always the last one?
Let's see.
That is the science chat. I also am able to see comments. So while it's available, feel free to toss in your questions. This is a great time to ask some of those open-ended questions while we're on our way to the seafloor. What was the weight? They really want to wait. You really didn't wait, huh?
It's still on the bench top, so someone can run down to the
I think Andrea's packing it.
Throw in on the scale.
Text Andrea. What's the weight? We can watch it live.
Steve, you mentioned you thought the rock was made of iron and maybe a meteorite. Did I show you this picture from the Maine Mineral and Gem Museum?
No.
They also have like, this tiny little town in Maine has like one of the world's largest collections of moon meteorites and Mars meteorites. So many, in fact, that they've had artists carve some of them into shapes. Anatomically correct.
Wow. Yeah,
made of a meteorite.
That's really impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was walking in the forest, I don't think I could tell meteorite from other rock.
Yeah, no,
I mean, other than touching it, right? The weight of it.
The weight, yeah. Well, and you'd have to, like, this is some kind of texture that comes out when you polish it. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, if you ever find yourself in Maine, really cool little gem museum and mineral and meteorites.
I'll stick to looking for fiddleheads from now on.
Okay. You can do that too.
Fiddleheads and mushrooms. My favorite Maine foraging. Can't eat meteorites.
Yet.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're a microbe, maybe.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's up in Bethel.
We did get a comment last night. I marked this, but they said that Beth should go tell Chris about the fungi in the ocean because he said it was unknown.
Oh.
It was what?
Unknown.
Unknown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time to school Chris on fungi in the ocean.
Chris is a fun guy too.
For once, I restrained myself. So thank you.
Yeah,
for
I'm going to carry that torch for
falling
you.
on that sword.
Actually, Beth, did you notice that our little friendly friend is gone?
Yeah, we were discussing that while you were getting it set up front.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, he's been...
That was an improvement.
Most certainly. Although we encourage creativity.
Oh, yeah.
That one was disturbing. You said it wasn't the worst, which does beg the question, what is the worst?
Downline.
What?
So, this is
I don't know if it's broadcastable.
This is the first cruise I've been on where no one has crushed a foam cup. Are we restricted from doing that in the monument this time?
I think it's discouraged, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in the event that the bag broke loose. But yeah, I didn't even think about it. This being my 32nd cruise.
Yeah.
I've got a lifetime of crushed cups.
Yeah. For me.
Is the front row going to let us in on the joke?
Oh, no, we were just saying that one of our shipmates wanted a cup crushed. And we're like, oh, we can't, we're in a monument. They're like, oh, well, there's no way to, you know, sneak it on there. You're like, no, unfortunately not. We could have a cup mafias start that
Yeah, I was going to say the comment that got me snorting was she said this is how mafias get started.
Right. Yeah. All right, so we're almost a third of the way there.
40 more minutes to go.
All right. Steve, any guesses on what we're going to see tonight based on the depths we're going to be at?
I think it'll probably be more similar to Seamount A. We saw communities that were lacking certain species further north. For example, in the 2,500 meter depth range, something like that, we were seeing a lot of Remula gorgia early on in the cruise, and they just kind of disappeared as we started diving, just even a couple hundred meters shallower. So I suspect we'll see some more of those, but yeah, it was surprisingly absent over the past few dives. Corals, sponges, what else?
Where is that target list?
Should be under NA134.
Okay.
And Chris.
Yeah,
folder.
Kelly Animal Guide. Kelly wish list.
Steve, with the 13 dives we've done, is there any type, will there be enough information to draft some kind of like disbursement pattern models potentially, or is...
That's really tough. Yeah, you need more organismal information. In order to do those types of analyses, you need to know more about the organismal biology, like reproductive biology of corals or sponges or whatever your target animal is. And often that involves taking and sampling way more samples than we are permitted to do in the monument. So those types of things would have to be done outside of a protected area and then extrapolated within. Yep. So I don't think that will be on the top of the list, but I think the first things that will be done will probably just be basic assessments of diversity and distribution patterns that we see of animals in the monument, as well as the rock analyses.
Oops. Two keyboards.
Steve, does the pressure change from the seafloor to the surface do anything to our samples?
Not visibly that we can tell. We don't sample fishes or anything with gas bodies, gas compartments inside of them. So that wouldn't necessarily affect